RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, what the hell is happening? This is Tara Devlin, unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. The camera's looking a little weird. I don't know. I had to do some updates. Hopefully everything will stay in position. You know how it is in the Tarabuster show. You gotta, we do it anyway, right? You don't wait for things to be perfect. You do it anyway. So let me, okay, we're getting audio. Just checking. Let me see. I have to push some buttons here. Okay, it's going. We're going. All right. This is getting a fucking message, excuse my language, that the stream could be better. I don't know. All right, well, let me know. You guys will let me know. Listen, we meet here every Friday evening. Okay, Matt says I can see and hear you loud and clear. Okay, thank you, Matt. Nice to see you. I know others will show up. They always do. Nice to see you, Ed. Nice to see everybody. The chat room is filling up with the greatest Americans and others in American history. We have other people. And Kathy is here. Nice to see you, Kathy. We have people from other countries watching the show. Believe it or not. I know. All right, I'm trying to figure out a good place for this microphone. But it's okay, right? You guys can hear me. All right, we meet here every Friday evening. This is our Friday night get-together. It's our standard time at 8:30-ish Eastern Standard Time, 8:30-ish p.m. And then we do, hopefully, a show during the week. I try to do a show during the week. And we play it by ear during the week. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll do a show on Wednesday, and it'll be a celebration, right? I don't know. I have a feeling Harris is gonna win. It's not a feeling. It's a fact. She's gonna win, but she is, because Traitor Trump is vile. Okay, he pulled that royal flush, that rabbit out of a hat in 2016. He can't replicate that. And clearly he's not trying to win any other voters. He's not trying to woo independents. You know, these elusive independents or undecideds. He's not trying to he's not doing anything to get them on side. What is he promising? He's promising chaos. Chaos, pain, more. He's promising autocracy. He's promising fascism. And and Elon Musk is one of his, this horrible person who shouldn't have any government contracts. If you ask me, he should be deported. But he's promising there's going to be heartache and suffering if Traitor Trump gets it, but for greater prosperity down the road. For who, though? Greater prosperity for who? Right? Not for the average working person. We're the expendable ones in their worldview. He says everything that you need to hear. That, greater prosperity. We might as well be Soylent Green in their eyes. Like Ayn Rand said, fuel. What are the masses but fuel to be used by those who deserve it? That's their philosophy. And everyone else, you're just whatever. You're nothing to them. You're dupes. You're idiots. You're pawns. To them, they're very sick people, really. And first of all, Elon Musk is, they're sociopaths. They don't pull a hair thinking about, they wouldn't pull a hair for the American people. They don't spend an extra thought on helping those who were, on the lower on the ladder. Are you kidding me? we're gonna have pain and suffering, but for greater prosperity. That just gets me. And the idiots who vote for that, I don't know. Shame on you. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it because I just got to do the plugs. I'm sorry. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News. I'm not sorry for that plug, really. Why should I apologize for doing the plugs? Because that's how we stay on the air. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for your kindness, your support, your generosity, your dedication to making this world a better place, one independent media liberal podcast at a time, for helping the poor animals suffering outside who, people don't give a second thought to them, especially Trader Trump and Elon Musk. Unless they can use them somehow as pawns, like they can hold them up. You notice, like, when Trader Trump was, well, he's still saying it, when he was saying that they're eating the pets, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. And then the maggots were all tweeting pictures of Trader Trump holding kittens and running away from black people with kittens in his arms. Well, you notice they had to resort to AI generated images, sort of like when they were posting him like hanging out with all his black friends, right? Because there's no pictures of him with pets. He hates pets. He hates animals. And that's the truth. None of these maggots, none of the Trump cult, I mean, not the cult, the Trump crime family, do they have any animals? No. In fact, I might be wrong about the sons, but I wouldn't put it past them because they don't like to go against what their father thinks. He mocked Pence for having a cat. If you remember back when they were moving into the White House and the vice president's residence, which is like, the traumatic, the shock of even having to think about that horrible time. But apparently Trader Trump was mocking Pence as weak because he had a cat and they were going to bring their cat to Washington. Like, who has a cat? Like, you're a loser. So, I guess Pence is not a complete sociopath, though he's something wrong with him. Really. Anybody who looks at Trader Trump with such loving eyes has got to get their head examined. Especially, how long did it take him to disown him, to disown Trader Trump after sending a violent mob, right? To try to kill him. He was still praising him and saying how he was going to support him up until a point. Then he finally, I don't know what happened, but he switched. But he's not like Liz Cheney. He hasn't come out and said that he's going to vote for Harris. But yeah, I mean, like Kathy says on the chat, cats would never like any of the Trumps. It's true, because animals are good judges of character. They have to be. They run on they run on their instinct. They need to. You could tell. You could tell. They hate maggots. They've told me. I'm a lesbian. I know what cats are thinking. So they communicate to me. All right. Where shall we begin? Oh yeah, and then become a patron at patreon.com/taradevlin. God damn it. Come on, people. The show's getting better. I see that. Not better. Well, is it getting better? No. Who am I kidding? No, I'm only kidding. The show's getting better. We're getting more views. We're getting more supporters. I see that a lot, like a lot more downloads. Let's put it that way. So that's good. I don't know. What worries me is that after the election, when we win, is that people are going to tune out. They're going to tune out of politics altogether, but not understanding that that's when the work yes, this is a treacherous time, and we all need a vacation after we get Harris in the White House. and hopefully a House and a Senate for her to do some good things with. But the maggots aren't going anywhere. And if you remember when Obama was elected, and he had for a brief moment in time had the House and the Senate, it was, the maggots. They were, before they were maggots, they were teabaggers, but they weren't. There was a lot of work to do. There is a lot of work to do, and I do hope that Harris will not be as frustrating as it was with Obama, because Obama was not, he was probably the best Republican president we've had in the 20th century, at least. Hold on, we'll be right back. Right? I mean, Obama was not exactly a liberal. He's never been a liberal. And what was a tell with him when Bernie told the story, Bernie Sanders, I talk about, like, I know him personally, but that's how I feel. But Bernie went and met with Obama, and he relayed a conversation, and Bernie said that what was telling for him was Obama said, he said, what the problem is with you liberals, something like that. And, to say that means you're not a liberal. Like, he doesn't consider himself a liberal. So, and I guess he would say he's pragmatic. Well, isn't that what Hillary said? She was a pragmatic progressive, meaning what? That she was not going to fight. That's what's so irritating. Pragmatic progressive is, what do you? I mean, you've already lost. It's sort of like with Obamacare, when he should have started with Medicare for all, right, and then negotiated down to the public option. But all right, whatever. Hold on. It was Halloween yesterday, for those who celebrate. And you know what I love? Maggots are, when we did the show on Wednesday with Robin, we had our simulcast, and we'll do more of those. I hope everyone enjoys our the simulcast with Robin Kincaid and Head-On Radio, headon.live, and Tarabuster. And thank you, Jim, for your super chat. I hope you guys enjoy that. And you know what I'd like to do with Robin too is maybe next time we could take phone calls or something. Wouldn't that be nice? What do you think? Let me know. Because I know that Robin can take phone calls. I could take phone calls, but I think the way it's going to work with Robin, she has to do all the routing, so you'd have to call her number or whatever. It doesn't matter. These are all, why am I telling you the minutia? It don't matter. Oh, I was just looking at Boudica, what she's doing. She's cleaning herself. She's got a big date later. Let's see. Okay, so it was Halloween, and what's so hilarious is that, the Republicans are freaking, well, the maggots, they were upset that somebody told the truth about them. See, that's what they were really upset about, because according to this transcript or audio, they were discussing, well, it was a phone call with President Biden, and he said that he was commenting on the Nuremberg rally, on the Nazi rally that took place in Madison Square Garden, Trump's Nazi rally, which was nothing but a hate fest. It was vile, and come on. What's your policies? This is what gets me so irritated. The way they go after Harris. What are your policies? Well, what are you going to do? Well, how are you going to do that? Oh, you want to give new homeowners $25,000? What's your policy? How are you going to do that? But nobody asked this maggot monster, how is he going to mass deport millions of Americans? Nobody's going to ask him, well, what are you talking about with Project 2025? You want to do away with the Department of Education, the Department of, the weather, and the National Institutes of Health, and the Weather Agency, whose acronym or whatever is escaping me at this time. The Weather Service that predicts the hurricanes and all that. That's on the chopping block too. And it's not just about going in there with a fine scalpel and doing some budget cuts. They want to do away with it. It's over. It's the end, bubby. Yes, NOAA. Thank you, darn tootin' on the chat. And so. They and Trader Trump likes to say, "Oh, I know nothing about Project 2025. I know nothing. I didn't. Nobody told me about it. I don't know." Well, what's the project then? What's the alternative? Well, what is your plan then? Because the only thing we've seen in writing that you and your staff and all of your mouthpieces have anything to say about is Project 2025. You put that in writing. So if it's not your plan, where's the plan? What's the plan? The only thing we have in writing is your Project 2025. So, they think we're morons. But here's the thing. They see Trader Trump and the MAGA, all the enablers in the Republican cult propping him up. They forget that the majority of Americans are not as stupid as the people who vote for Trader Trump. And like we said, in 2016, he will never be able to replicate that royal flush that he pulled out of his ass. And he's not going to do it this time. He didn't do it in the midterms. And I don't care what the polls said. And we discussed the polls on the show. How these maggot pollsters prop up every election cycle to give the Republican, to make it seem like they're more popular than they actually are. To give them a pretext to cry foul, which they're already doing. You know why? Because they know he's going to lose. In the early vote, more women are voting. It's like 60% to, and now, as we know, women are voting for Harris in record numbers. So they're upset about that, the maggots. And, people are motivated. I know, I'm sure the maggots are motivated too. But that's it. You got your 35% of authoritarian followers, and that's it. That's your coalition. Forget about it. Whereas, what do we have? We have normal people, normal Republicans, normal independents. I mean, there's more normal people. Normal people. This is the normal majority. We heard about the moral majority, the silent majority. We're the normal majority. And it's about time we weren't silent anymore. So it's going to be interesting. And because what's going to happen? They will, and we've talked about it. And this is something that I wish Harris would say on stage. She needs to tell people to expect this, and also take the wind out of Trader Trump's sails when he declares victory on election night. That's what he's going to do. He will, early in the night, declare himself the winner. That's the strategy. And then they're going to try some dirty tricks with MAGA Mike Johnson. And whatever he was saying to him, MAGA Mike, when they were winking and, he was giving him props at one of their Nuremberg rallies. Hold on. Our little secret MAGA mic, whatever they have, it's a dirty trick. They don't care about democracy. They have no integrity. This cult, this Republican death cult, whatever's left of the Republican Party, well, of the Republican, all right? The Republican Party is dead. This is the Republican Party. Because any Republican with a shred of integrity is already gone. They're out of the party. They've been run out of town on a rail. And good, because it ain't going to end well for the maggots. It really isn't. But, okay, so President Biden said, he said the truth. He said he was angry because the maggot rally was filled with racist vitriol. That's all they have, name calling, little taunts, little bully, schoolyard names. So tedious. What's your policy, right? That's their policy. Coming up with a nickname, a childish, juvenile nickname, while licking dictator ass. Oh, I gotta laugh when they say, that traitor Trump is some kind of champion of peace through strength, when he's the weakest bitch that's ever pretended to be the so-called president. I mean, he really is weak. And you think Putin respects traitor Trump's strength? He knows he's a little bitch. A needy one at that. He knows he's easily baited, easily flattered, and manipulated. Hence the maggots. They are champions. They are well known for their self-own. Okay? So President Biden, on this phone call or whatever, said something like, they're garbage. His supporters are garbage. I mean, and then he kind of cleaned it up. He was probably saying the truth. Whatever. He don't got no fucks to give anymore. He said the truth about them. Garbage is as garbage votes. Garbage is, as garbage, hangs out with. I mean, garbage, you got garbage policies. You're hanging out with Nazis and the KKK. Your policies are, they please Nazis and the KKK. Right. So, I would call that a bunch of garbage. Your standard bearer is garbage. He's a garbage person. Nothing but an empty hole of need and greed. He's a black hole of need and greed. Just like Jabba the Hutt, sitting there like a giant parasite, shoving shit in that empty hole of his. That's what it is. I mean, because he's a sociopath, and they also, he knows what a fraud he is. And sociopaths, because they don't ever actually connect with people. They don't know what feelings or human emotion. So they substitute things for that and experiences. That's why he wants to underwhelm a porn star with his underwhelming mushroom, and just to have these experiences that make him feel like he's worthy and alive. That's why he can grab women, rape women, because it's all about filling that empty hole of his, that empty black hole of need and greed. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I've read a lot of books and I've had a lot of therapy, so and I know I'm not a sociopath. Sometimes I wish I was a little bit. Not a lot. Just so I wouldn't care as much, but whatever. Sometimes, what? But I'd like to. That's not true, though. I'd rather feel, for people and things and care. Sometimes when I'm upset, I feel like I don't want to feel it, but yeah. So yeah, the garbage people. They've really taken on their essence now. It's sort of like they've embraced their authentic selves. So, right? On Fox, whatever, one of these Fox sewer shows, they literally broke out in a chant of "We are trash." So good.
Whoever has the concession on safety vests that color made a mint over the last 48 hours.
Oh, you see that? Because that's all that matters. See, because Trader Trump almost broke his ass opening a garbage truck's door. So, because Biden called them garbage. Biden told the truth about them. And they know somebody held up a mirror to them. And they, instead of looking at themselves, they're like, yeah, we're garbage. So they're taking it on. They're owning it. Okay. And for some reason, they think that owns the libs. It's so backwards. It's like it's on par with them burning their own merchandise, right? Them burning their Taylor Swift albums that they bought, or whatever else. Whenever they have a meltdown, these snowflakes that proclaim themselves free speech absolutists, except when you freely speak. But then when they want everyone else not to have a reaction when they're being horrible, when they're attacking the minority group du jour, or misgendering someone, being a dick, just being assholes, being ugly, being horrible. You're not, we're normal people are not supposed to have a reaction to that. But when, Biden said, when anybody says the truth about them, they lose their minds. And apparently, it's I don't understand. I just don't get it. They're owning the libs by wearing garbage bags. They're owning the libs by proclaiming themselves to be garbage. Crazy.
Because I saw so many people yesterday, a couple in my neighborhood, have the number of people like Bruce stand up who are wearing the safety vest. Because I was reading that at
it's a great call.
At a bunch of...
Okay, so about the safety vest. Because Trader Trump wore a safety vest when he almost broke his ass opening up a door. And so, just like when they wore the the Kotex pads on their ears for Trader Trump's fake, injury, then they're all running out and wearing safety vests. But okay, it's not a cult though. It's a totally normal, 100% totally not weird, not cult.
Trump events over the last 2 days, people have been dressed just like that for Halloween.
That's a great call. Hey, would you stand up if you're wearing a safety vest? If you're wearing a safety vest this morning. There you go.
Whoa, look at all those white people. Look at all the white people there. Right? Not a single brown face in the bunch, except for the host. He's he's a token. Look at all the white dumbasses. It's so embarrassing to be white sometimes with all these morons. Wee! Woo! What are you cheering about? You're garbage. You're cheering that you're garbage? Okay. Why don't you do something about it? You don't have to be garbage. That's a choice. You can not be a garbage person. Why? You would wonder. Yeah, but they make fun of libs all the time. See, one of the things about comedy has to be rooted truth. So there has to be a grain of truth in what you're saying. So they, owning the libs. What do they say about libs to mock libs? Oh, we wet the bed and, oh, so filled with emotion or all feelings and all that, as if that's a bad thing, So, but what do you say about them? When you call them garbage, why are you, why don't you take that moment and look at yourself? Why are you being called garbage? Why is that not, it's sort of like there has to be a grain of truth in it for you to recognize yourself in it, right? So to say that it's like if we called them a bunch of purple giraffes, it would be ridiculous because they're not that. But when we call them garbage, it makes sense. Hold on. You know what I'm trying to say? So when you call them garbage, it makes sense because, they're garbage people. They're garbage. They have maybe they're nice people. They'll bring you they'll bring you a cake on your birthday. Good people, whatever. But their garbage is what garbage votes for. What garbage policies, garbage people. These are people that chant at the Nuremberg rallies, mass deportation now. When Harris at the DNC, when we're chanting USA, USA, they're chanting mass deportation now. That's kind of garbage. That's absolutely disgusting. Garbage. And certainly has no business in a modern nation of immigrants, a multiracial liberal democracy, nation of immigrants, nation of laws. So it's pretty fascinating how you would think, rather than like it is part of the cult. Like they're all wearing this garbage, like the deplorables, same thing in a way. Even though, they choose to leave off the qualifiers that they're, what Hillary was talking about. The deplorables are, the Islamophobes, the homophobes, the transphobes, the hate mongers, the Nazis, the very fine people that Trump likes to hang out with and have dinner with. But most of us call them deplorable. And they own that. They take it. Oh, I'm a deplorable. Oh, so you're a racist. You're a Nazi. You're a homophobe. You're all of the things that she said. Right? Deplorable snowflakes. Exactly. And they got offended. Exactly. When Stephen on the chat, they got offended when Hillary said deplorable because they're snowflakes. Exactly. And as far as this garbage thing, you were called garbage. I mean, he is the president. But here's the thing, though. You are garbage, You are garbage. You, at that rally, at that racist rally, how do you think that racist rally is going to age in history's light when future generations look at that and study that, just like we study the the Nazi rally, the Nuremberg rallies, the originals, and the German American Bund. It won't age well in history's light. And you know what they're going to say? That's garbage. These people are garbage. With garbage hearts, garbage ideology, a garbage standard bearer, a garbage cult, that they all rally around garbage. Horrible people, horrible policies that do nothing for anybody but what do they get out of it? What do they get out of the MAGA cult? You know, when Elon Musk says we're going to fire millions of people and there's going to be suffering. I mean, you think these assholes ain't going to be caught on the wrong side of that? Of course they are. But they always think that the sting of the lash of Republican policies won't ever affect them. They'll be crying for my blue state dollars to prop them up, but there'll be none. Because, you know, where everything's going to be a tariff. There'll be no blue state dollars. You have to, I don't know. I mean, they're going to redo everything. Reorganize society. Back to the system the founders fought a revolution to escape. But because they're not getting, what are they getting out of it? They're getting out of being a part of this garbage movement. They're getting the permission to be racist and horrible and ugly. That's what they get. That's it. They're not getting anything else. They're not getting, you know, Social Security. They're not getting Medicare. They're not getting cheaper drug prices or living wages or decent working conditions. They're not getting anything from the MAGA cult. In fact, the MAGA, they're promising them pain. But they are getting the permission, not just tacit permission, the overt permission to be horrible. Exactly. Ed on the chat says, I've seen signs that say, I'm voting for the felon. Exactly. I've seen them too. And it's just shocking, really. But, you know, I guess not anymore. It's shocking, but not unexpected. Because they're garbage. What kind of cult votes for a serial bankrupt, tax-cheating, draft-dodging, wannabe dictator, con man, convicted felon, convicted rapist with classified documents in the shitter, the one who called up the Secretary of State of Georgia and said, I want you to find me the votes I need to win, the one who met with Putin in secret and confiscated the transcript, the one who lies as easily as breathing and tears this country apart with every filthy breath, who isn't man enough to respect the peaceful transfer of power that was good enough for George Washington, but not for traitor Trump? Yeah, that's who you're voting for? That con man? The grifter with the sneakers and the NFTs and the fake watch that is nothing but a money laundering operation. With a bullshit crypto scam going on, right, as we speak. It's just sickening. All right, well, let's keep going with the clip here.
There you go.
We're garbage!
Orange.
All right, we can see him a mile off.
I know someone in South Carolina that sent me a picture of them dressed up yesterday, and it's the safety vest pushing the green, what we call a Herbie Kirby, the green garbage can, and a Trump hat. And now we need to add a name tag that says, hello, my name is garbage.
And by the way, they were chanting, we are...
Hello, my name is garbage. Did you hear her? And now we need to have a Trump hat that says, hello, my name is garbage? Okay. See, you might as well. I mean, we're really, though, why waste your money? Because when I see those red MAGA hats, it's basically saying the same thing. You might as well be saying, hello, my name is garbage, because that's what normal people see when they see the maggots. When they see that red hat, we see, oh, okay, that's a garbage person. That's a racist. That's a homophobe. That's a deplorable. That's somebody who's a dumbass. Somebody who's the only thing they want is more racism. That's it. That's what they get. They get to be ugly and hateful and transphobic, gay, homophobic, every other kind of phobic. They never will. They'll get to be comfortable in the false security of never ever having to evolve. They know that the people who pretend to represent them will never challenge them to be better, to be decent. to be nice, to be normal. To, if you don't, I mean, just leave people alone. Leave people the F alone. Mind your own business. How about it? They can't do it, though. That's why they're wrecking everything they touch. Women are bleeding out in parking lots all over this country. It's disgusting. Every day, women are dying from Republican policies. Oh, and Trader Trump is going to protect women, whether they like it or not. Well, that's your MAGA ideology in a nutshell. Protect. It's just like, Handmaid's Tale. It's always in or in Saudi Arabia. It's always under the guise of, women, we have to protect your honor. While they turn you in, while they annihilate you. Sickening. Oh, thank you. Before I keep going, thank you, Jim, for your super chat. And thank you for being a moderator in the Tarabuster chat room, keeping it safe from the maggots. And thank you, Non-Useful, for your super chat. Pennsylvania Fire Department apologizes for Halloween float of Harrison chains. And I had that on the list for tonight. We'll talk about it. So true. But this is what they do. It reminded me of... didn't they do that to Hillary last time, too? They put her in a prison cell on a Halloween float. Hardy har har. Fucking assholes. Wait till, lock them up. But the irony is, of course, they have a literal felon who's on probation running to be the goddamn commander-in-chief. And what's going to be amazing when Harris is elected is just think about it, how delightful and delicious it's going to be watching all of those cases against Trader Trump ensue. The Jack Smith case about this filthy con man traitor. That's going to be great. And thank you, Haiku, for being a moderator in the chat room. Keeping us safe from the maggots. All right, well, let's keep going. So they started chanting.
Pushing the green, what we call a Herbie-Kirby, the green garbage can, and a Trump hat. And now we need to add a name tag that says, hello, my name is garbage.
And by the way, they were chanting, we are trash.
That's supposed to be funny.
That's the first time in America I've never heard a chant has ever. That will not be replicated at any other point. Another unprecedented moment in American election history.
Thank you, Will.
We are allowed to be trashy.
Right.
We are trash. We are trash. We are trash. Well, hey. I guess you're, it's good. The first step in change is admitting you have a problem. Now what are you going to do? It's not an excuse to continue to be trash. Look at yourselves. Why is it that the trash moniker fits? Right? Just like I was saying, if we called them giant purple giraffes, it would be stupid. It would be, it wouldn't make any sense. But calling them trash fits like a glove. And we recognize it. Calling them trash is really kind of, it hits the nail on the head. But if somebody was calling a party I'm in, trash, and they were and this party was embracing it, I would kind of rethink my membership in that party, because why do you want to be a part of a trash party? A party of trash. It's just crazy. You want to be a garbage party? Well, what? Harris is promising, lower drug prices and subsidies for houses, and that what are they promising? Suffering, pain, more women dead in parking lots, and trash. More trash policies. Incredible. But they are trash. I wanted to play this other thing. I saw this video of, because as early voting is happening, and all over the country, maggots are melting down, right? They're also setting drop boxes on fire. There's a lot of, vandalism going on. They're threatening people. There was an incident where a young man, a coward, because they're all cowards, like their standard bearer, he menaced a couple of older women, one woman in her 70s. He went after them with a machete because he's a maggot. For holding Harris Wall signs. They're very triggered, these free speech absolutists. But I saw this video of this Trumpanzee attacking poll workers. Now, this is not a federal law, but in certain states, in New York, where I live, is one of them, you can't wear political paraphernalia while you're voting. It has to be 100 feet or something away from the entrance of the polling place. That's why in New York, when you go to vote, you'll see people standing up on the corners or whatever, handing out their pamphlets. You can only go a certain distance. You has to remain outside a perimeter of the polling place. And one day, one time when I voted, I had a Bernie pin on. I had a bag and I had a Bernie pin on, and I forgot I had it. And they told me to take it off. And you know what I did? I took it off. Okay? I didn't have a meltdown. I didn't threaten anybody. I didn't call anybody a bitch. I didn't have a fucking, I didn't fill my diaper. But not with maggots. So, like I said, it's not a federal law. So I think these people are in South Carolina. It's in a few states. It's more than a handful of states have this law about electioneering in a polling place. And a maggot shows up wearing a Trader Trump hat. And the madness ensues. So for those who are listening audio only, there's a bunch of women with darker pigment and this old white man with the maggot hat. It might be hard to understand, and because it's just you hear a lot of commotion. And a woman, her commentary is like, "Oh my God, oh my God." She must have saw this escalating, and she took out her phone and started videoing it. So I think right after they told him he needs to take off his maggot hat.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah, that's so he called. So can you please take off your maggot hat? You fucking bitch is his response. And of course, the normal people are trying to calm him down. There's no reason to get like that. No reason to curse at people. And he's pointing and getting louder and getting more agitated. Because, we all know what the real problem is. If anybody can guess. It's this white guy doesn't like black women telling him what to do. How dare they? How dare they tell him to take off his hate hat? Right? Because they wear that shit not only to recognize each other as the hate mongers that they are, as the fellow dupes. Oh, look, hey, it's like a gang sign. Like they say Democrat Party and stuff. You get to, you too, right? But they wear it as, it's sort of like how all over the South as black people started to demand a seat at the table, or it was all over the South. That's when the installation and statues started going up of the Confederate traitors as a warning, as a not so subtle warning to those with darker pigment. It's basically an intimidation tactic, telling them, okay, I got something for you. If you think you can vote, if you think you're equal, I got something for you. That's what that's about. And that's the same. It's the same thing with this maggot hat. They wear it as an intimidation tool. Because most people, it's not an innocuous thing. It's not simply, vote, or it's not simply a Bernie sticker or Bernie pin. It's sort of like, it's like the swastika in a way. It holds a lot of weight. And that's because of the fascist movement behind it. It is used, these people chant USA as an intimidation tactic. They use it to beat people over the head with. So, all right, let's keep going.
Wow. Listen, don't cuss at me. This is my motherfucking right.
So he pulls off his hat and says, this is my motherfucking right. She says, don't curse at me. And he pulls off his maggot hat and says, this is my motherfucking right here. To wear his motherfucking maggot hat? No, it's not. And if you don't like it, go change the law. Go and petition your government for redress. Get your fellow maggots together, knock on doors, get a petition, get signatures, go and knock on your neighbors' doors, say, look, we want to make a thing, we want to put an initiative on the ballot next time that we could wear our maggot hats in the polling place. Because a bunch of brown people told me to take off my fucking hat. And I didn't like that, because I like to wear my maggot hat to intimidate everyone and tell people, that I'm a racist, and just where I stand on the hierarchy scale, or at least where I think I stand. So we're getting a petition together to put this on the ballot. So next time when you go to vote, you'll be able to vote whether we can wear our maggot hats in the polling booth. Or in the election, in the polling place. Hold on. This is Tara Devlin on Apologetic Liberal Talk. Oh shit, I almost dropped my drink. But knocking on doors and getting a petition together, going and trying to, state your case legally and peacefully. Get it on the ballot so everybody can vote, so you can wear your maggot hat next time you go to the polling place. That's too much work for them. That's too much adulting required. They lack the maturity, the decency, the emotional maturity, that's for sure. They lack the fundamental maturity, much less decency, to function in a free democratic society. And he thinks, it's just so offensive to me when I was watching this, because you look at all those women there with darker pigment, and they're there facilitating democracy. And it doesn't escape me the fact that when you see the maggots on January 6th attack the Capitol and trash the Capitol and defecate and urinate in the halls and break windows and trash the fucking place because they don't get their fucking way, right? Because America doesn't want their maggot nonsense. Yeah, they're not. Thank God. But what happens? What do you see when you see people with darker pigment working within the system to try to change the system for the better? They're the ones that are on the voting lines, and they're the ones that are working within the system, that actually believe in the founding documents, that believe in the promises, even though much of our history they've been denied. Right? It's been nothing but a lesson in hypocrisy for those with darker pigment. You don't see them trashing the fucking joint. You don't see them, screaming and yelling. You see, but you see this asshole who's in the wrong 100 fucking percent, 100%, right? He's in the wrong. And having a tantrum. His reaction is to have a tantrum at the women who are simply telling him what they've probably told others without incident. And he can't handle it. Like, he would not in a million years behave this way to white people if white people told him that. Maybe a white woman, but a white man? No effing way. No way on earth could we see. If that were white men telling him, oh, you got to take your hat off, no electioneering in the polling place. Yes, sir. You know it because he's a coward. He thinks he can blow up at black women. Because to him, we know already, because he's wearing a MAGA hat, what he feels about black people, what his real problem is, what his real problem with America is. These are people, they're upset being called garbage, while their standard bearer calls the whole country garbage. And, you won't be shocked. There's video, which I'll play, of Trader Trump calling Democrats garbage. But okay, so he's just yelling like a toddler, and this is what they do. It's incredible. Wow. So the woman who's filming this is like, wow, she can't believe it. Shut the hell up and let me vote, he says, because he says something about, I'm sorry this offends you. Okay, we ain't got nothing else to say. And so then, like a toddler, he throws his hat at the people waiting in line. There it is right there. What a baby. Act like a fucking adult. This is what's so irritating about them. They don't know how to behave. Haven't I said this a million times? They just don't know how to act. And exactly, non-useful on the chat, and thank you for your super chat. They think freedom is only white. You're absolutely right. 100%. The freedom, the promises of America, the general welfare, that's for white people. Not for the not for everybody, not for the nation of immigrants, not for the diverse country, the diversity, which is our strength. But that's too scary. Diversity is scary to them because I don't know why. You would think they would. To me, it's the big beautiful world is there's so much to learn, there's so much to know, and you'll never get to the bottom of it all, and it's, to them that's scary, I guess. That's why they want this dultard, this friggin' disgusting blob to make it make sense. Right? The world is complex. There are only two genders, which on its face is factually inaccurate, of course. That's complex, because the world is not just black and white. There's all sorts of gray in there. And Jim says diversity is less scary than a lot of white people. Exactly. And there was survey. I think we talked about this. It was on realestatewitch.com for Halloween. They did a study or a survey, not a study, not a real study, that people would if you would rather live in a haunted house or next to Trump supporters. And most people would rather live in a haunted house. Oh yeah. Could you imagine living next to these kooks? I mean, look at the Haitians that live next to the lady that started that whole they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs bullshit. Could you imagine you're sitting in your home, ding dong, here comes the fucking ding dong from next door, and you open the door like, hello, can I help you? Where's my cat? You ate my cat. You'll be like, should I call 911? Is this a cry for help? What's going on here? Is this woman having a mental breakdown? Is this a psychotic event? Ding dong. Where you ate my cat? You ate Miss Prissy or whatever her name is. Miss Sassy. Ding dong. It's a delicacy. I know, in your culture, because they're very multicultural. You see, they know all about cultures. They think they're talking about the culture whenever Trump gets tested for a fucking STD, I guess. Ding dong. But then she has to go back and go, ding dong. Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Sassy was in the basement all along when I was knocking on your door and accusing you of eating my pet. Now I've created a big can of worms, haven't I, with school lockdowns and bomb threats and all sorts of bullshit. And now Nazis are marching in the streets of Springfield, all because I'm a maggot. Don't know how to behave. Be right back. This is Tara Devlin. All right. Let's keep going. It gets worse.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Oh, wow. God.
So then, this is what happens. He puts his... you can't see it, though. This is what sucks. The woman smacks him. And because he put his finger in her face, is what I'm gathering, and she smacks his fucking hand out of her face. But you see, like, the disrespect in that move to put your fucking hand up and put it on somebody's head like that. That you don't know this woman. That's a grown ass woman. But the disrespect goes right to the bone in these people. That's how they feel. That's how they feel about black people. They're not, these are not their neighbors. They're not fellow Americans. They're the enemy, as Trump said. They're the enemy. You don't treat people you respect like that. Put your finger in their face like that on the top of their heads. She should, and then she smacks his hand, and then look what happens. Because he's a tough guy. He goes after her. He puts his fucking pudgy fat finger in her head, on her face or whatever, like on her forehead. And then she smacks it out of the way. And he starts going after her.
Wow. Wow.
So she's like, hey, get over here. And then they're holding him back. So as they start holding him back, he starts, let me at her, let me at her. Because he's a tough guy. He wants to beat a woman. It's not enough that he's having a tantrum like a fucking toddler. He wants to vote for his dear leader. His dim Führer. His dim Führers told him again and again, don't be too nice. Right? Knock the hell out of them. Right? I would bring back waterboarding. These are some of the things he said, the traitor Trump. I'll pay for your legal fees. I'll bring back waterboarding. I'll bring back a lot worse than waterboarding. What a real strong man he is. I think waterboarding's great, but we don't go far enough. I think you'd have riots. You have to have riots about Nazis, right? Oh, we had very fine people on both sides. Oh, how about when one of these MAGA candidates attacked a reporter for no reason? Any guy that can do that can do a body slam, he's my guy. I have the support of the police. I have the support of the military. Not me. God damn it. I can't take it. The military? Not me. You know, see, I didn't have bone spurs. I don't know. Traitor Trump, his feeties hurt when his country called. My feet hurt too when I was in training. But you just suck it up and move on. I have the support of the military. I have the support of the bikers. I have tough people. No, you don't. No, you don't. These people are not tough at all. This guy is the weakest bitch in this entire video. This white, ugh, this embarrassment. And look, watch.
Wow.
Now they're trying to get him away. They take the woman and bring her to another room, but he wants to, I guess, beat her up. Right? Like his dear leader tells him to. Can't you just shoot them? Shoot them in the legs or something? Right? There has to be retribution, like Trump says. Stand back and stand by. I don't fucking care if they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Get smart, Republicans. Fight. You'll never take back your country with weakness. You have to show strength like this, like beating up a woman in a polling place because she told you to take off your fucking hat according to the law. And you're a child. And a black woman doesn't tell you what to do. Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done. Right? Hang Mike Pence. You're very special, you freak. We love you. You've seen what happens when others are treated so bad and so evil. I know how you feel, but go home. And go home in peace. People are so angry at what's taking place. Whatever you can do to help. Because the temperature has to be brought down in this country, and if it isn't, terrible things are going to happen. Who is the leaker, right? National security. And then we're not going to tell you. So it's like, okay, then you go to jail. And then very shortly he will say, I very much like to tell you who the leaker is. You know, in the old days, they would be shot. And if you don't want to tell, it's bye-bye. Unbelievable. I am your warrior, right? I am your justice. For those who've been wronged and betrayed, like that black woman who told you to take off your maggot hat according to the law. How dare she? Unbelievable.
Wow.
See, he's swinging his arm.
Wow.
Look at him. He's like, let me at him.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow. Wow.
And, it's basically a lot of yelling. But they think that's strong? Is that how but this is how they behave. You understand? It's not that they've been taught. They have been unleashed. They don't know how to behave themselves. They don't know how to act. They don't. And I have another video. Earlier today, Hugh Hewitt, he quit on air. He had a meltdown. These are snowflakes. But they don't know how to act. It's like Trader Trump. That's why Harris, she's so low IQ, so unimpressive that, he's afraid to debate her again. Because she wiped the fucking floor with him. Right? Same thing. But if you challenge Trader Trump, like Trader J.D. Vance during the debate with Walz, I thought you were not going to fact check us. Could you imagine if, let's play the game, if Obama had said something like that during a debate. Well, I didn't know you promised not to fact check us. What the maggots who were called teabaggers back then, what they would do. The meltdown we'd have to endure from them. Or if Harris, I don't want to be fact checked. You promised not to fact check us. What kind of shit is that? You have a debate and you're in a news studio or whatever with supposed news people, and your stipulation is that they don't correct your lies. You just get to lie on their airwaves, use their platform, use their channel, and the millions of viewers to pour lies into their ears of people who are watching the event without any repercussions, nothing. You said you weren't going to fact check us. So unfair. Isn't that unfair that you're fact checking us? And he's indignant about it too. It's incredible. But this is normal now in maggot world. They promised not to fact check us, and the fake news fact checked us, even though everything that comes out of it's very hard to fact check at all because it's all a lie. They lie, and it never stops. It's like a fire hose. This is, who they are. Hold on a second. This is Tara Devlin. But tell me, if you love your country and you have the best interest of your people at heart, the people you are saying, vote for me, why would you lie to them so egregiously? That speaks volumes about your intentions. You're not there to make their lives better. Why would you lie? You don't lie. If you're trying to help people, you don't lie to their faces so despicably. The jobs numbers came out today, right? Let me see. Or yesterday, or whatever it was. And the maggots all over. I'm just trying to find this J.D. Vance thing. Here it is. I'll show my screen here. So, okay. Swamp the vote. Thanks to Kamala Harris's policies, America lost 46,000 manufacturing jobs last month. We can do better, and we will. Of course, you're way ahead of me. that's a lie. In fact, the Bureau of Labor Statistics said they were unable to get accurate jobs numbers this month because of the hurricanes. Okay, the hurricanes, and then there were strikes happening. So the other thing is Harris is not yet the president of the United States, but and so, you know, she's not a legislator. Yes, the storms hindered the Bureau from collecting accurate data, and in fact, they said that they will that they expect to update the numbers in the future to reflect accurate numbers, because they weren't able to do it because of the hurricanes, thanks to Republican policies, of course, too, which make the hurricanes more disastrous. So, but that's what Republicans do. It's nothing but lies. Just like we were saying, even I've pointed it out. I've yet to hear anybody else point it out. Every time that J.D. Vance is asked about, well, whatever bullshit lie that comes out of his mouth, like immigrants are causing housing prices to soar, and everything that is wrong in the world can be, blamed on immigrants, according to J.D. Vance. And he's asked where you're getting these numbers, and he said, well, independent studies say, and I've yet to hear anyone ask, what independent study? He's promised to reveal, to impart these independent studies on us, but yet, so far, there's no independent studies. Oh, I'll put it on my website. Not yet. We're waiting. We're still waiting from the debate with Walz about whatever independent study he promised. And then he was in another interview and he promised, well, an independent study. He's very good at lying, because he has no integrity, obviously. He called, you don't change your opinion on Trader Trump. Yeah, you call him a Nazi, but now he's a very fine person, I guess. How do you go from Nazi to I'm his running mate? Oh, I was wrong. He's not a Nazi, except he's worse now. He's emboldened by his illegitimate and corrupt Supreme Court. He's emboldened by the Justice Department that dragged their feet and allowed him to get away with his crimes for far too long. January 6th, he should have been in fucking prison by now for trying to overthrow the last free and fair election. But, okay. Once again, black women are going to have to save us. And women. It's incredible, though. So, he's just lying. They just like to lie to people. And, yeah. Where is this other thing? But what does that say? You know what I mean? And they go on, and the MAGA, that's the hypocrisy of the maggots, that they say, oh, Harris is lying. What is she lying? She's lying about her fracking, her opinion on fracking change. She's a liar. Have you met your dear leader? Have you met his running mate? Have you met the entire Republican Party? Liar. I mean, the whole maggot, every star on the maggot firmament is a liar. All of them, their origin stories are lies. From perjury Trader Green to Lauren banned from the bowling alley, Boebert, to Trader Trump, to Tucker Carlson, all of them. They're all liars. Perjury Trader Green is not a successful businesswoman. Her family owned a business, yeah. Ain't her business. That's why she can go to the gym every day from 9 to 5. and screw people's husbands on, even though she was married too, right? And thank you, Non-Useful, for another super chat. Now he's too old to go to prison. Yes, that's what they're saying. Well, I guess tell it to Bernie Madoff, right? Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to find this. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So Hugh Hewitt, speaking of not knowing how to behave and not possessing the fundamental maturity to function in a free democratic society. I mean, this is what the Republicans have done in general. Being a cranky toddler is how they behave, right? Like that's their style now, you know? That's how they act. So he I guess used to write for the Washington Post and whatever. Washington Post, fuck Jeff Bezos, you know, the whole thing. But they were doing some online show with, I don't watch the show, but I only saw it today because of what happened. Jonathan Capehart and Hugh Hewitt and another Washington Post writer were discussing current events. And, well, let's listen.
Does it seem like this week Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election by complaining that cheating was taking place in Pennsylvania by suing Bucks County for alleged irregularities? And this is on top of his continual assertion that if he loses, it's because of cheating.
Yeah, that's what he's been laying the groundwork for this, just not in the last week, but in the last umpty-ump months. No election can be fair unless in Donald Trump's mind, unless Donald Trump wins it. Yeah. And I think we are going to see him both rev up his supporters to contest elections outside of courtrooms and go to every courtroom he can in America where it's relevant to make whatever arguments he can, no matter how far-fetched. We saw that work out last time, but it didn't work out this time. It may not work. That may not happen this time. And now I'll let you go, Hugh.
Well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though we're at the opinion section. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home.
Okay, we'll
discuss that. So that lawsuit was brought by the Republican National Committee, and it was successful. The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful. We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right, and he won in court. That's the story.
Which he won a very incidental...
I'll let you keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I won't come back, Jonathan. I'm done.
See, and then he storms off like a toddler.
Election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done.
And he storms off like a toddler. And guys, come on over to youtube.com/CFA channel/Tarabuster for the rest of the show. We will win. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for your support. You mean a lot to me, and we will win. We stick together, we win. Become a patron. And all that stuff. All right, yeah, I should have timed that better for progressive voices. But okay, so he toddlers off. But this is what they do. This is their I don't know. This is how they act. It's an embarrassment to toddlers to call them toddlers. But let's just play that again because the music was. He's upset. He said, "Look, he's all right. Let me just roll it back for a second because listen to him using these examples of that Trump, these supposedly won these cases. He mentions Bucks County, these election cases. And then, of course, the illegitimate and corrupt Supreme Court allowing Glenn Youngkin to kick people off the voting rolls, including not just, what he calls non-citizens. We have no idea. But also citizens are being kicked off the voting rolls. And the Supreme Court, even though it's 90 days, less than 90 days before the election, of course, they allow him to continue. And he uses those two examples as if these are big wins for this, this Republican Party. This is a big win that proves the elections in the country are all effed up. But let's listen to it again. And then I wanted to point out the fact that, I know you'll be surprised, but whatever win he's talking about is really not, it's a nothing case. They won on a generally, procedural thing. It's a very minor lawsuit. Let me see. Where is it? I had it written down here. Bucks County. Well, let me play this, and then I can find it while I'm doing it.
Reversed by the court.
Here, listen to what he's saying.
Work out this time.
Hugh.
It may not work. That may not happen this time. And now I'll let you go, Hugh.
Well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though we're at the opinion section. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home. So that lawsuit was brought by the Republican National Committee, and it was successful.
Okay. It says, they won this Bucks County lawsuit. It's related to the 2020 election, but let's see. So, on top of, one minor ruling was initially in Trump's favor. It was regarding the timing of first-time Pennsylvania voters to provide ID to cure their ballots. And it's really not a major win. It doesn't point to any kind of nefarious goings-on in the election. They won a procedural ruling. So it was reversed by the court, and then they had to allow extra days. Whoopee freaking doopy. Whoopee doopy. Whatever, but you see how they use that. It's sort of like the jobs numbers. Well, there's more to the story, and there always is. Figures don't lie, but liars can figure. So what about the 62 cases that were thrown out, that Traitor Trump and the whole MAGA bullshit cult that said that the election was stolen from their dear leader, and these cases were thrown out, many of them with prejudice, meaning get the fuck out of here with this. Giuliani lost his law license for trying to play cute with his lies and these frivolous nonsense lawsuits. That's why he lost his law license, because he's a liar. They hold lawyers to a higher ethical standard than the so-called president of the United States. But thank God in that sense. But we're all held to a higher standard, really, than him. Please, you try to take classified documents into your bathroom. You call in some of your pals and say, look at this. If I were president, I could declassify this now. But look, it's Iranians, all this whole military plan and there's all the Iranian military targets, and there's, I can't declassify it now. And he's showing it to some lady, some donor. But okay, so this is what Republicans do. They take one stupid, really minor ruling, and then they make it into like a banquet. It's a crumb. They turn it into a banquet. Look at this. Which is why what they're doing all over the country now, they're filing frivolous lawsuits about the election, and they're being dismissed or thrown out of court, or they're losing them solely so they can cry, we filed all these lawsuits. Look at this. It's to give the veneer of corruption. Oh, we had to go to court 100-something times or whatever. It's to give them the veneer of legitimacy. When this is what they are. They're not, because they're not working for the American people. You know, we Democrats, normal people, don't think like this, because we're trying to, pass universal health care. We're not out there figuring out ways to trick people into giving away their rights, trick people into serfdom.
The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful.
Oh, wow.
We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So, yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right, and he won in court. That's the story.
He was right 2 times. Nothing.
I'll let you keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when, Hugh, many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't. I
won't come back, Jonathan. I'm done. I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine.
Crazy.
I'm done.
He's embarrassing.
So, Ruth,
I'm
you wrote a column
embarrassed
this
for
week,
him.
ending with this line, and actually, I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency."
Yeah, well, that's too much. That's a bridge too far for these right-wingers, for Trumpanzees. But this is how they behave. So now he can be hailed a hero on the right, which is what they're doing. They're like, good for him. He really showed them. What? He looked like an asshole. He looks like a fragile little snowflake, like his dear leader, who can't face Harris again, of course, because she wiped the floor with him. Oh, she's low IQ. She's very underwhelming. Yeah, really? She made you quiver in your stupid tiny boots, right? When she walked over to you, she owned you like a boss. When she walked over and put her hand down and said, "Hi, I'm Kamala Harris. I'm Kamala Harris." I'm sorry. I listen to these right-wingers too much. And she says, "Hi, I'm Kamala Harris." Fucking child. He couldn't even look her in the eye during the debate. 'Cause he's a coward. She laughed right in his face as she danced around him backwards and in heels, wiping the floor with him. And he stumbled around like a dotard trying to open a garbage truck door. But it's so ridiculous how they live. Is that what they deem strength in Bizarro World? Because he looks like an idiot to me. Oh, you don't like it? It's like he had it prepared too. And he said, well, I find it funny or whatever, being lectured by somebody to tell the truth when you come on here and you tell a lot of falsehoods. Well, I'm out of here. This is an election ad. You too. Oh, I'm out. Nothing. Bye-bye. All that's missing is, the thumb in his mouth and his pants around his ankles, walking around like baby Huey. Incredible. And on MAGA world, I was looking, let me see, if I look up you, on Twitter. Hugh Hewitt, what an idiot. They're all like, good Megyn Kelly, good for him. But who is thinking that this is a good look? Incredible. So he's out. Okay, he's out of the Washington Post. He's a fringe maggot he's going to recede back into the holes where they all hang out, I guess, with Tucker Carlson. But yeah, very funny. And let them. I mean, they're so picked on, aren't they? Maggots. When somebody tells them the truth, they gotta run. They gotta run like, scared little bitches. Is that what they call peace through strength? Right? It's like self-own, It's like maggots chanting, "We are trash." It's the same thing. They think this somehow owns us. You look like an asshole running out like that. You can't even sit and you can't take the heat. Like an adult. They don't know how to behave like adults, is really the theme here. That's what babies do. That's what little boys do. That's what children do. I can't. Mommy! And then they run. But they're supposed to be so strong and tough, guys. So strong, so tough. And I wonder, when I was listening to him talk about that Bucks County lawsuit and all that, I knew that the Glenn Youngkin thing was just, conflation and bullshit, and does nothing. It doesn't point to any nefarious activities in the election. That's for sure. In fact, it points to the fact that Trump and the Republicans are trying to kick people off the voting rolls. That's the only way they can win, is if they suppress the vote. But when he mentioned that lawsuit, I was like, yeah, that can't be. There has to be more to that. That particular lawsuit that he points to. There has to be, the other side of the story. So, so I looked it up, and it said what he's referring to is this recent lawsuit in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, related to mail-in voting. And the key points are Traitor Trump campaign and the Republican National Committee filed a lawsuit in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, regarding the deadline for in-person mail ballot applications. A Pennsylvania judge sided with the Trump campaign and the RNC, agreeing to extend the deadline for in-person mail ballot applications in Bucks County. Hewitt stated on the Washington Post show that Bucks County was reversed by the courts and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home, which is really not true, but okay. What people to go home? They didn't tell fucking shit to go home. It has to do with mail-in ballots. Incredible. But Hewitt claimed this story was a victory for Trump, saying he was right. He was right, and he won in court. And that is the story. But knowing that maggots are, dumb, and they just take, a con man's word for whatever comes out of their mouths, their lie holes. The fact is, this was a relatively minor procedural ruling that affected a small number of voters in one county. It does not substantiate any claims of widespread voter fraud or significantly impact the overall election results. The vast majority of election lawsuits, this is important if there are any Trumpanzees just passing through, the vast majority of election-related lawsuits by Trader Trump and his allies were unsuccessful. Incredible, though, right? Yeah. So they're writing about it. Hugh Hewitt quits the Washington Post after storming off the newspaper's live show. And you know that he was waiting. He was going to do that. He wanted to be dramatic, and there must be something more to that story too. Maybe they were like, "Listen, you're gonna have to." Maybe they were forcing him to resign. We don't know the whole story. You know, he's a fringe character. Being a writer or writing for the Washington Post gave him some level of legitimacy that now he doesn't have anymore. So, yeah, now I'm getting an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video. Fuck, again and again, every damn show. Hopefully it won't crap out again. Thank God we got through the Progressive Voices part of the show. Incredible. So, yeah, this is from News Boston. Conservative radio host Hugh Hewitt resigned from his contributing columnist role at the Washington Post. Something else was going on there, you know? Because they must be, something happened. They were forcing him out, or there's another part of that story. And he was trying to make it seem like he wanted to get this moment, I suppose. You know, he wanted to be a hero to the maggots. Like, this is the same crowd that wears merch with Trader Trump's mugshot on it and the words, "Never surrender," which is a picture of him literally surrendering. In the act of surrender, they memorialized it with a mugshot, and he writes, "Never surrender." And they all think that that's emblematic of him never surrendering. You know, make it make sense, please. Right. Jim on the chat says Hugh Hewitt will be on Bannon's podcast in 5 minutes. I'm sure he's already been. Oh, I can't take it anymore. You know, the fake thing and mean, and basically, he's lecturing them about that they got to tell the whole story. He pulls out this obscure Bucks County procedural vote that nobody cares about, turns it into some kind of, plates it as some kind of proof that Trader Trump was right, putting aside the 62 other legal cases he lost, with many with prejudice. And then he's a scold telling the other people that they should, they should tell the whole story. And then when there's pushback, he runs out like a little baby. Right. Fucking buffering. And now we are still buffering. Unbelievable buffering. Are we back? Back and buffering. Are we back? I think we're back. So annoying buffering. It crapped out for me too. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about that. I gotta get a new internet. What am I gonna do? I have to really do it. Fucking Spectrum. I have Spectrum. I have the biggest, internet plan or whatever you get. But it sucks. It's always goddamn buffering. And I use Restream. And then, let me see. But there's other, I gotta get like fiber or something. Verizon fiber optics or something like that. But it's just like a whole process then. I gotta look into it. But, you know, it's like one of these things. You just gotta do it and get through with it. And it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but hopefully it'll be better. Spectrum. And last night too. I wonder what they're doing. I have this happened to us last week, of course, last time. And then last night, now that we're discussing this, I think around the same time, my entire internet was out. And so I wonder if they're doing something. You know, how they do that shit at night. So I gotta call these assholes again and be like, what the fuck? All right. Are we still going? We still got a show happening? All right. Well, let's see. What else we gonna do? One more thing. What time is it? Oh, we got time. We got a lot of time. Let me play this video of Trader Trump. I just wanted to remind everybody that we heard nary a peep of not just the media, but the maggots in general. They were not offended when they heard Trader Trump say this.
And it's not her. It's the people that surround her. They're scum. They're scum. And they want to take down our country. They are absolute garbage.
Oh, yeah. Funny, isn't it? How there's not a peep when Trader Trump calls Democrats garbage, scum, the enemy of the people, enemy from within. Absolute garbage. But yeah, they certainly lose their minds. And in fact, you won't even believe this. This is what keeps Republicans going. GOP House escalates investigation into Biden's garbage remarks. I kid you not. Talk about a waste of time and energy. But Elise Stefanik, this horrible garbage person, is leading the... And James Comer. Two garbage people. So, Stefanik, this garbage human being, who... She makes me sick, really. She's like... Oh, are we back to fucking buffering again? Right. She's the one that I think I showed you that time. Well, on her Twitter feed, she posted a picture of herself next to a sign. I guess she was driving down the road, and somebody had put up a it said Foxtrot Juliet Bravo. You know, fuck Joe Biden. Hardy har har. And she's standing there with this goddamn shit-eating grin. Are we buffering again? Are we fucking buffering again? Fuck me. Yeah, we're buffering. This is painful. This is horrible. What the fuckity motherfucker? Yeah. What? Here we go. Ugh. What a shit show. I'm gonna have to... I gotta do this. I gotta fucking get a new internet. This can't keep happening every show. I mean, it's still going, but fuck this, right? What in the world? It really sucks. I mean, I put my soul into this show, and then I got this shit to deal with. And you too. It's not good for you guys. Who wants to deal with this shit? But we're still going, right? All right. Well, all right. Well, Elise Stefanik, she just like, it really offended me. In fact, let me see if I can find that picture. I think I've showed you before. Elise Steph. Was she standing by the side of the road? And it's just this like sociopathic grin on her face. Probably can't find it, but oh, here it is. See, look at that. Ha 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 ha. That's a sitting congresswoman right there. Foxtrot Juliet Bravo. Look at that stupid face. Oh, I just fucking knocked it off. I hate when Ecamm does that. Foxtrot Juliet. Look at that stupid fucking face. And she was probably driving down the road. Spotted in Schoharie County or whatever. New York 21. She's driving down the highway. She's like, pull over. There's a Foxtrot Juliet Bravo. Because you know what that means? That means fuck Joe Biden. But goddamn it, he called us garbage. Well, why not? What would he call you? You can't call him his goddamn name. You don't call him the president of the United States. There's no more standards anymore. You know, it used to be when presidents are overseas. You know, politics ends at the water's edge. You would shut your traitor mouth and let the president, work and do foreign policy and diplomacy. You don't stand at the shore throwing little barbs at him from home, because all you do then is please your enemies. And Putin and Xi and all the enemies of America and enemies of democracy are pleased. They love watching the maggots destroy this country from the inside. They do. They love watching this country be torn apart by these monsters. They love seeing democracy fail. Putin talks about it all the time. Democracy is chaos. And you better believe when you go on Twitter, you're arguing with bots. That's why I have to stop myself sometimes, because you go on there and there's bots. They're bots, and they're so clear to me that they're bots. But it's very hard to tell in a way. Most people don't know that you're arguing with bots. They're all so they're so. It just seems you kind of pick them out. Not all. They're getting better. They have these generic photos, and they all say like they just love MAGA. I mean, it's these people can't be real. But we know for a fact that traitor Elon Musk has opened up the door and let these bots and he let in the Kremlin. There's nobody stopping them. Same thing on Facebook. These people, that's why, I mean, billionaires in general should be taxed out of existence. But anyway, back to this horrible person, this garbage person. Foxtrot Juliet Bravo. Remember when Biden was overseas for the Normandy commemorations, and the maggots on Fox News and on Rupert Murdoch's pustule, the New York Post, on the cover of the New York Post, it had some picture of Biden, and they cut the video, they deceptively edited the video of Biden to make it seem like he was wandering off, and to make it seem like he was talking to somebody that wasn't there. They deliberately did that. They lied to everyone in New York, who saw that headline, Biden wanders off, or whatever it was, but it was blaring. It was a complete fabrication of the fake news fascist Reich. Rupert Murdoch, who's done more damage to this world with his right wing, the help of all of the Republicans and all the Vichy Republicans. When I saw this picture, though, just look at it for a second and remind yourself that this is a fucking congresswoman pointing at a sign that, yeah, aren't they clever? That means fuck Joe Biden? Is that your policy? Fuck Joe Biden? That's all you got. That's what these people are voting for. More juvenile taunts. More suffering. More women bleeding out. But the real consequences, they got shit for you. They got nothing for you. Right? They got no plan for health care. You know what their plan is? To destroy Obamacare. That's their plan. To turn back the clock. They want to go back to the 1700s. And they've, for years they've always wanted to go back. Remember there was some Republican back when they were tea-tards or tea-baggers? And she was like, when we were debating Obamacare, that nightmare time where Republicans had to just ruin us again. We had to endure these tantrums again. Always enduring the tantrums of right-wingers who now are like, oh, don't take my Obamacare. That's the irony. And as predicted, oh, don't take my pre-existing conditions protections. You can't do that. But yeah, Mike Johnson said, yeah, Obamacare's on the chopping block. We're going to have to repeal root and branch. Well, I'll do a couple more minutes because of all the fuck-ups from Spectrum. Thanks, Spectrum. We will win. We're on the right side of history. Decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News. Thank you for your support and love of the community cats. We will win. My name is Tara Devlin. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. And I'll see you soon. I will see you soon. Well, here I am. I'm back. I'm trying to look something up. Beep bop boop bop bop. Beep bop boop beep bop boop. I wish I was a robot. Beep bop boop. And I had a built-in Wi-Fi. Maybe one day. Beep bop boop ba my baby. Where is Mike Johnson? Oh, I was looking up. I thought I had a video of him saying, he's going to destroy Obamacare, but that's okay. You could take my word for it. I know it's there. It's somewhere. But I also have a video of him. Here's another video of something else he's going to destroy.
The former president has said that he doesn't support the Chips and Science Act. You voted against it. If you have a Republican majority in Congress and Trump in the White House, will you guys try to repeal that law?
I expect that we probably will, but we haven't developed that part of the agenda yet. We got to get over the election first.
The Chips and Science Act that brought manufacturing of chips to America, that created thousands of jobs. They'd rather whine and say, we don't make chips here, which is what they did for years. And, I suppose we will repeal that because we got fuck all for you. We got nothing for you. We got nothing. We got nothing. I mean, we're Republicans. That's what their tagline should be. Well, the beatings will continue until morale improves. And then there's, we got nothing. Then there's also, I know you are, but what am I? That's another tagline that fits. I guess we are trash. That's good, too. And there's so many, there's so many, there's so many things to talk about, especially with the election coming up. But we better be prepared. And I really do hope, and I'm sure Harris is not an idiot. She and her team, they understand that the maggots are doing all they can to steal this election. And like I said in the beginning of the show, that's why I wish she would say that. Would say, Donald Trump, we should be prepared that Donald Trump is going to declare victory on election night. He will declare it prematurely. And that will be part of his ruse to cause chaos. But in another, maggots are unleashed all over the country. This was on October 29th, just a couple of days ago. Former MAGA candidate for Congress caught stealing election ballots. See, this is what they do. 51-year-old former Republican congressional candidate in Indiana was arrested this week for stealing ballots during a public test of the state's ballot card voting system. Gee, why would he steal ballots, I wonder? Larry Savage Jr., an elected precinct committeeman, he's supposed to be in charge of the elections, right, for the right-wingers. He was taken into custody on Tuesday and charged with a felony for destroying or misplacing ballots and one count of misdemeanor theft. In May, Savage came in 6th place in the GOP primary, but whatever. On his campaign's Facebook page, Savage said, "I am a MAGA candidate for Congress, and that's one of the reasons for running to bring back fair, transparent elections." That was one of his promises for stealing. He will steal the election. I will steal as many ballots for Traitor Trump as I can. And you notice this is what they're doing because the monster, their standard bearer, Traitor Trump is telling them everything is stolen. It's all unless I win, it's stolen. And they're setting things on fire. They're destroying drop boxes. They're having meltdowns in polling places when asked to act like a normal human being and follow the law, act like a grown-ass adult, they lose their shit. And here's another clip of maggots. This is what they do. They are trash. I'm glad they're finally embracing their authentic selves, right? I always cheer when someone embraces their authentic self, right? All you can do is support them. You say, congratulations. That's great. I'm with you all the way. Right? If a friend comes out of the closet, you say, all right, congrats. I'm very glad you came out, and we have this one life to live. So, don't waste it in the closet, which makes me sad. Actually, I didn't know that, on the last show, Robin informed me, and I don't know if you knew it, but that J.D. Vance in his book wrote that he thought he was gay when he was young. And that he also was questioning whether he conformed to gender norms. Come on. He's gay. It makes so much sense to me why he's such a horrible person now. Right? Where of course, that's only a closet case. Behaves like that, like is so concerned about what others are doing, what women should do, what a family should look like, and in that family, who's at the top, what's the hierarchy, what women should do, right? Wait, I'm trying to find this clip. Oh, here it is. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Just like, just taking that at face value, that someone in their autobiography writes that they thought they were gay. You don't think you're gay, okay? If you're, not saying, maybe, people who, I'm just saying, not saying, but I'm just saying, if people who are straight or whatever, like I was saying with Robin, if you're, it's this, like with alcoholism, if you're questioning whether you're an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic. Normal people do not question whether they're an alcoholic. So if you're, am I gay? Yeah, if you're not struggling with it, then you don't question it. It just is. The answer is contained in the question. And then so if you just heard about somebody that you knew at one time had questioned whether they were 100% heterosexual, and then, like, it doesn't even matter. Who cares, right? Except them. They care. This is the world they created. It doesn't matter. Be yourself. Live your life. Who cares? But they do. They care. But if you only heard that somebody was questioning, you heard, nameless person questioned their sexual orientation, and then you found out that they were basically scolds. All of a sudden they were rabid heterosexual scolds that told women what they should do and men what they should be and how everybody should act, what families should consist of, and what fulfills women at all stages in life, and knocking others who don't fit into that, whatever categories of rigid, strict opinion that he has. And you would say, that's a closet case. That's a very sad person. Just like, it's a telltale sign of a homophobe. That homophobes are gay. They've done so many studies on this. They hate themselves. There's no reason to, except for the fact that this is the world Republicans create. They make it hard for people to be themselves. But you notice how people keep doing it anyway. Gay people keep existing anyway. Trans people keep existing anyway. That's why it's scary to them. But they don't have the courage. They lack that fundamental thing. But, okay, so here's another, the fundamental courage to live an authentic life. It takes a lot of courage. Because of the environment that the Republicans have created, the conservatives, let's say, have created. Why don't they just leave people alone? But I came across this video, too, of another Republican asshole. These people are just assholes. Garbage.
Caught on video, voters and volunteers trying to stop another voter from stealing political signs at a Wake County early voting site. Hello, everyone. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is live at the polling site where this happened. Laura, this type of activity is a crime, but did it affect voting at all today?
You know, we've heard a lot about signs being stolen from people on both sides of the political aisle, but this is the first time we've heard about a confrontation over it at an early voting site. Just moments ago, I got off the phone with the man.
Both sides, right? She had to put the both sides in there. Show me the both sides. Show me. But all I keep seeing is videos of Trumpanzees stealing people's signs. Harris Wall signs. I don't see anyone, I don't see the other side. I don't see that. Show it to me. I'll play it.
In that video, he claims that he is the victim in this scenario, that he does not believe it is a crime to steal signs. It is in North Carolina. And that he believes that he was assaulted by the older woman who we're going to hear from in this story. At any rate, it left the people
that are here. See, they're the victims, you see? That's how it is. They called them up. Hey, you steal these signs? What's up with you? I'm the victim. It's not a crime. It is. And that I was assaulted, even though he's the aggressor, and you'll see it. But this is how Republicans live. Like, everyone's always picking on them. Why don't we allow them to be the toddlers, the king baby toddlers, pouncing around, stomping on all our decency, dignity, and democracy and humanity. Just let them, wreck the whole joint without saying anything. They're supposed to be able to act as deplorable as they can muster, which is pretty goddamn deplorable. And we're all just supposed to, deal with it. No repercussions. For maggots, they're above the law. And when there is, everyone's picking on them. It's just so unfair, isn't it?
Today, a little bit shaken up. Lisa Williams is a retiree who volunteers as the Democratic coordinator for the Optimus Park early voting site. It's generally a pretty peaceful place.
It's been calm and quiet throughout the voting process here until now.
Williams was checking on her volunteers this morning when someone told her a man was stealing Harris Walt signs in the parking lot. She and some voters confronted the man and asked for the signs back. He was shouting at them and threatening them, saying it's not illegal to destroy signs.
Sir, put the signs down. They're not yours. They're not yours. They're no one's.
It's
not illegal to take signs. It is illegal to assault people. Who
assaulted? Nobody assaulted him.
Battery. Sir, put the signs down.
The man used his keys to rip up the signs before leaving with his wife and baby, but stopped on his way out to steal one more sign and to blow them a kiss.
Hey, if you're so proud, tell us your name.
Williams has never had an encounter like this. She doesn't like confrontation.
Fuck yourself.
Well, it upsets me when somebody's yelling, and he was yelling things that weren't even true. And
how surprising.
And there was nothing I could say to change his mind or to make a difference.
It is a misdemeanor to steal or destroy a legally placed political sign. It's a low-level offense, but it could get you 20 days in jail or a $200 fine. State Elections Director Karen Brinson-Bell says if voters are being harassed or threatened by someone at a voting site, they should tell an election official.
They have the authority to step in. They have the training to step in. And if need be, let's hope it's not the case, but if need be, we'll call in local law enforcement to help in peacekeeping or to ease any disruption that may be taking place.
Now, once again, I want to repeat that I just got off the phone with the man in the video. He claims that he was the one being harassed and assaulted by those other voters and that volunteer and was just trying to leave. Raleigh police did confirm they are investigating.
He's just trying to leave. And that's why he rolled down the window and blew a kiss while he was stealing signs like a child, like a little toddler, a baby. You know, Trumpanzees caught in the act of being themselves. Absolutely useless. Just nothing. They bring nothing to the table. I think if a Trumpanzee ever made something better with their presence or their actions, I would faint. And are there any examples? Because we'll play it. We'll talk about it. Show me where Trumpanzees are making things better with their presence. Stealing signs. You see how he's walking around, ripping them up? Like, fuck off. You don't like democracy? You don't like... like, you're not going to stop people from voting for Harris. It's not a crime. Yeah, it's not a crime because you're a white dude. It's not a crime if a Trumpanzee does it. They're as Haiku says, MAGA is violent and generally terrible people. They are. They're garbage people. They own it. They embrace their garbage status, their garbage selves. You know, it's like they're embracing their evil. They don't want to not be garbage. They're not like, oh, we want to be better. We don't want our fellow Americans to call us garbage. I mean, we call everybody else garbage, and our Fuhrer calls everybody garbage. He calls the goddamn United States garbage. But that's okay for him, for that traitor, that filthy, disgusting traitor who is the bane of the American experiment. It's okay for him to call the entire country garbage, a garbage dump, a garbage pail. It's just a garbage place. We suck. We're shitty. Everything sucks here. This country that gave that garbage dump everything. Right? This garbage human being who took more money from the American people than every other American taxpayer, who declared more losses. He's the single biggest loser. He received a return because he declared more losses than every other American taxpayer who filed for 10 years. He received the biggest subsidy or the biggest tax return from me and you. He didn't pay shit. That parasite. But it's a garbage place. It's a garbage place because you're in it. Because traitor Trump. You know, this is the other thing about them. They don't have the fundamental decency, maturity to simply say thank you. Right? Traitor Trump. It really burns me up listening to him call this country garbage. Well, when he's garbage, he is garbage, and his people are garbage. And if you vote for garbage, you are garbage. And if you vote for a candidate, a fascist, an unfit fascist who left office with 1 million corpses behind him, with the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover, and you want to put that scumbag back, that parasite back in office, you should be ashamed. Shame on you. But I never seem to find videos of Trumpanzees bringing decency, right? Being the good guy in the situation, being the rational one, the reasonable person, right? They're never like, hey guys, can't we all just get along? Hey, Hey, we're all Americans here, aren't we? Oh, come on, let's all be reasonable and rational. There was another video, I wish I had found it, where the mother and 2 sons were stealing signs, but they got caught because there was a air tag on one of the signs, and they were confronted. Give us our signs back. We know it's in your car. And then she opens up the trunk, and they're all there, filled up in the back of the car, in the trunk. Here, liberals, take your signs, and she throws them. Because it's them. It's the liberals who are at fault there, right, maggot? Right, garbage person? Tell me, stop acting like garbage, and maybe, we'll find another moniker for you. We'll call you, decent. Who wants to be called garbage? Who says, we are garbage, we are deplorable? Yay! We're embracing our garbage selves. It's like Ted Bundy embracing his evil. Right? We are garbage. We don't want to be normal. We don't want to be not garbage. What else do we have? But, oh, God help you. If anyone, ever says anything to them like, hey, why don't you tell the truth once in a while? Oh, I'm out of here. Wah. I'm a grown-ass man, but I'm storming off like a toddler. Crazy. Garbage. Oh, everyone, let's be garbage. To own the libs. Let's all put garbage bags on our... let's wrap ourselves up with garbage. I don't understand. That's the other thing. That's another example of how unfit they are to lead or anything. Because, no, that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to own the libs by putting yourselves in garbage. To act like garbage bags, to dress yourself up in garbage bags and say, we are garbage, we are. No, it doesn't own the libs. It makes you look stupid. It makes you ridiculous. It's a self-own. Yeah, Megyn Kelly here. Look at her. Look, dressing up as herself. Megyn Kelly mocked for wearing a garbage bag as her Halloween costume. I mean, this woman is thin. Look at her. Well, that's what you gotta be. Thin and blonde. To be a maggot. Because you gotta please your dear leader. She's got the body of a 12-year-old girl. Me, I'm garbage. Happy Halloween, garbage people, she said. And that's a term of endearment? I don't know, but okay, we know you're garbage. I'm glad you are finally admitting it. The first step is admitting it. And people, of course, were mocking her. Don't you know you're supposed to dress up as someone different for Halloween? Dressing up as yourself kind of defeats the purpose of Halloween. Most people were saying things like that. So you're going as yourself for Halloween? We are garbage, and don't tell us otherwise. We are garbage. And, well, Donald Trump Jr., he was garbage, too. He is garbage. Happy Halloween. Embrace their hate, he said. Their hate? Hate. These are scumbags that call Democrats the enemies from within. Yes, you're garbage. You should try to improve on that. And there he is with his daughter, these poor kids. Ha, look, Dad is garbage, everyone. And then people were responding, look, we're garbage too. Look at us. Good. Get help, garbage people. You don't have to be garbage. Oh, he's garbage. Is he in a wheelchair? Oh, look at that. See, he's probably on Social Security, disability. And, of course, people are mocking him. Where's your costume? And others, yeah, we know. I was garbage too, he writes. Yeah, we know. It's almost too ridiculous. I feel bad for them. In a way. We're garbage too, everyone. Yes, we know. You're garbage. Oh, God, fuck them. Look, and there he is. Look. Oh, is he drunk? Don't hurt yourself, Grandpa. He looks tired. Do you see how shitty he looks lately? Trader Trump, look at that makeup. He's really caking it on. He might want to see a professional for that. He really looked very orange. Look at that. That's a real picture. Nobody messed with that picture. Look at his face. Like he's not applying the orange evenly. Yeah. MAGA is garbage. I'm voting for Trump to save cats. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, God help these people. Oh, fuck you, kids, you dumb bastards. Oh, look at this. Look at these horrible children and you can blame the parents for this. He's wearing a tampon or a pad on his head. This one has an assault weapon. Oh, God. Yeah, lovely people. Totally not garbage people. No, they're garbage. Oh, wow. Here's another one. Look at these garbage people. They're all garbage. Yeah, MAGA garbage. Real men wear diapers. Deplorable. We're racist. We're garbage. We're terrible. Yeah. Yes. Please step aside and let the adults rule. Or, not rule, but govern. Because guess what, maggot garbage people? You also benefit. And even though you lack the decency and the maturity to simply say thank you, but you will also benefit from democratic policies, as you always do. You know, your poorly run red states will have our blue state dollars propping you up. You'll have jobs in your districts, and your infrastructure projects in your poorly run red states, because your infrastructure's crumbling because they do fucking nothing for you, Republican, the people that you vote for. And you'll benefit. You benefit from the child tax credit, the drug prices coming down because Medicare negotiating drug prices. All of the things that Democrats passed despite Republican opposition, like your pre-existing conditions protections. Where are they going to go when if the maggots get their way? Well, we'll hear them again. He's not hurting who he needs to be hurting. That was from the first time when they were like, wow, he's hurt. We're getting hurt. He should be hurting other people. Trader Trump, when they shut down the government. Again and again. All right, guys. Kathy's going to bed, so we should all probably join Kathy in bed. Kathy leads the way. All right, well, thank you guys for putting up with the bullshit, the freaking buffering, I don't even know. I don't know what else. How could I fix it except get a new internet provider? It'll be a little crowded, maybe. We'll find room. We're very cozy. We like cozying up, right? And our cats and our guinea pigs and dogs and all our in the Tarabuster community. That sounds like fun, really. We can watch something we can like Netflix and chill, right? Ooh. God, I can't believe it. A couple of more days. We'll see. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Hope I don't eat those words. So, well, we're all traumatized by 2016. All right, my friends. I will see you. Maybe Wednesday, hopefully. Oh, God. But in the meantime, remember, we will win. Thank you, Charlie, again from APS Radio News. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, patrons. Patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Thank you, all those who hung in there in spite of the buffering and always are hanging in there, getting the word out, keeping the show going and growing. Keep up the good work. Let's keep it going and growing. Okay, is that a plan? Thank you. We will win. We are on the right side of history. We are. We're not garbage people. We're not garbage. We're good people. We don't leave anyone behind. We're patriots. Not that we're perfect, but we are not racists. We try not to be. We try to better ourselves, live in harmony, and leave no one behind. Unlike the garbage that we got to deal with. But we'll get to smash them legally and peacefully into history's trash bin. So it's really appropriate that they're finally embracing their garbage selves. Because we say that all the time, that they need to be smashed into the trash bin of history. With the fascists, with the rest of the, with the 20th century fascists that they admire so much. Where they're comfortable. They'll be comfortable. They like history. They want to live in the 1700s, so they'll be comfy there. While we will continue to make a more perfect union, to evolve, to move this country forward together. Because we're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you so much for hanging out every Friday night and for all you do to keep the show going and growing. Patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Become a patron, become a member, do all those things. Thank you all. Vote, vote, vote. Phone bank. This is the last weekend. Knock on doors. Do it, do it, do it. Do your part. And I will see you. I'll see you on the other side very soon. Not the other side of, life, but on the other side of this election. I'll see you soon. I love you.